Getting Pumped, Module 2, Supportive Worksite Culture, How to Support Breastfeeding Mothers at Work. Welcome back to our instructional series on strategies to improve breastfeeding support in East Tennessee worksites like yours. After completing this module, you should be able to define a breastfeeding supportive workplace culture, describe elements of support necessary to improve workplace breastfeeding support, and give examples of actions that foster a culture of support. We hope that you find these modules informative and helpful. Supportive company culture related to breastfeeding is when breastfeeding support is seen as a normal and usual part of worksite wellness. Employees can come to expect that they will be supported when the need arises. There are some common misconceptions about worksite breastfeeding support. Take a guess about the statement. Is it a myth or a fact? Only large companies need to provide supportive breastfeeding culture. It's a myth. A company doesn't have to be large to have a culture that is supportive of breastfeeding. Large and small businesses alike can foster cultures that are supportive to breastfeeding employees. Myth or fact? All elements of support must be offered to help breastfeeding employees. Myth. Worksite support doesn't have to be all or nothing. It is still important for businesses to do what they can, even if it isn't perfect. Simply showing that you make efforts to support breastfeeding employees will go a long way in creating a culture that is supportive around breastfeeding. Myth or fact? Having a written policy is not enough to support breastfeeding employees. Fact. Actions speak louder than words. Having signage, visible breastfeeding rooms, and an accessible breastfeeding policy shows that you are making steps to cultivate a culture of support for breastfeeding in the workplace. Frequent discussion of the policy can also be helpful. Myth or fact? Breastfeeding supportive culture includes all employees at a worksite. Fact. Workplace culture includes all employees, not just management. Making breastfeeding support a part of normal employee training can help create a supportive culture. This can also increase employee and manager comfort with breastfeeding, which can help breastfeeding employees feel more comfortable. Having everyone invested helps ensure that breastfeeding employees feel like they are engaging in normal, accepted behaviors and feel comfortable requesting that their needs get met. Some ways you can foster a supportive company culture includes establishing a formal policy, being proactive, and being accountable. We will go over each in detail in the next few slides. Establishing a formal breastfeeding policy can let employees know that a company supports its breastfeeding employees. It can also clear up any confusion or uncertainty and outline expectations for employers and employees. The policy can be simple and tailored to the worksite's needs. Templates and guides are available to develop these later in the presentation. Some policy elements that should be included are a defined lactation space that employees can use, a break time policy, whether paid or unpaid, and a list of breastfeeding resources. A couple of sample lactation policies can be viewed by clicking on the links. Be proactive. Being proactive lets breastfeeding employees know you support them. This will allow them to feel more comfortable to approach you with their breastfeeding support needs. Some ways you can be proactive include creating a designated space, either permanent or temporary, and promoting by posting signs. If it is impossible to devote a space entirely to breastfeeding, that's okay. Just let employees know the plans for lactation spaces. Actively reach out to employees. Maternity leave conversations offer a great opportunity to proactively discuss breastfeeding policies. It helps both employees and employers understand their expectations and responsibilities. Provide information on policies, rights, laws, and accommodations regularly. Make the information easily accessible Incorporate training into annual training and orientations. Be accountable. This will help employers stay on track and let employees know you are serious about providing breastfeeding support. Use assessments to identify gaps and create improvement plans. Links to 2 assessments are provided on this slide. Sign a letter of commitment. This can simply be a letter that outlines the employer's commitment to support breastfeeding employees, or sign an agreement directly with breastfeeding employees. Many businesses want to support breastfeeding employees, but it can be hard to know where to start. Click the link at the bottom of this slide to see some real-world examples of supportive company cultures in practice. Thank you for viewing Module 2. Now that we have reviewed some information on breastfeeding supportive company culture, please take this quiz to demonstrate what you have learned throughout this module. Thank you for completing the second module in our series.